you cut the shit. Cut the shit.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see how they live on the other side of things. You know, like Heights always so, in private jets flying elsewhere. You see the orchids in the background and the champagne.
And not orchids, nigga. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Little said he's pulling up at 6:45. That's what he said originally, at least.
You know, a little time anyways. You know how that go.
Always. He ain't never gonna change that.
Nope.
Chef, when your season ended, OTL?
Last game is we got 2 more games.
Yeah.
We got this week and next week.
This week was supposed to be the last game.
Yeah, this week was supposed to be the last week. And then the week that Jason got killed, we're gonna make that up. So we play Payne and them the following week at 9:00. We'll play 76ers this week at 11.
Damn, we got
and then the playoffs start when.
Damn.
Well, we get one of these 2, or they lose 1 or 2, and we lock in the division. So we would have the. Oh my God. It's gonna skip a week because of Mother's Day, so damn, not to the week of the 20th. I'm gonna be like, I just realized I told my team this other day, I'm gonna be gone. Especially for June.
Y'all will be straight. Y'all will be straight.
No,
Drake can play a coach.
No, definitely. It's just it's just the principle of it. But no, we already talked. You know what I mean, we had our little.
So you go on the whole month of June?
May 30th to June 25th. So essentially the month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but, I'll be back like the week before my birthday. So that's kind of cool.
Yo, you and Riss want to go on the fishing boat?
I love it. Salute.
I doubt it. I'm gonna be able to, just because I know like this next month is gonna be like crazy. Like with trying to get the recruits, we're trying to meet up with them before we go down. And this all has to happen like within the next month. So it's about to be crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You about
to be super duper crazy. You know what I mean? Other than that, I would have went because there's a couple fishing trips I was holding off on. I'm glad I actually didn't pay. My friend Renice goes fishing, man. She gets boats like every year. I love fishing. Fishing is like one of my favorite pastimes. I love fishing.
That's what T does. Yo, T, as soon as the weather breaks, like end of March, this dude wakes up at 3 a.m, goes to the Cape, goes fishing, gets back home, gets dressed, goes to work, comes back to the Cape after, goes fishing again, like every day.
That's not
crazy.
Yeah, that's beyond crazy. But I love fishing. Fishing is one of my favorite pastimes. For sure. I love fishing.
That's why he was like, he wanted to charter a boat.
I suck at it. I want to go though.
Deep sea fishing is like shooting. Deep sea fishing is like shooting them in a barrel. Like you drop
you straight
and you grab something.
Yeah, you be straight, bro. It's just, believe me, first timers, it's all good. You get to a good spot, you know what I mean? You drop your thing down there. It's definitely before you know.
Yeah, we going at the height of haddock season.
How much it costs? How much it costs for the boat?
This boat is since we're not doing a private charter, it's gonna be like $70 a person, and it's all day. So, and that's $70 a person, including like a tip for the crew, because the crew cleans and fillets all the fish that you catch.
That's different. That's dope.
Yeah,
that really makes it worth it.
Yeah,
so clean and fillet. What?
Yeah, so you pay for your.
That's worth the $70 right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, no question. And you're getting haddock too.
Yeah, and you're on the boat. You're on the boat. The boat leaves at 6 a.m. So you're on the boat from 6 to like 2 in the afternoon.
Look at Chuck. Chuck's like, I don't know about being on the boat that long.
I don't know about that 6 a.m. shit. No, it's the 6 a.m. shit that gets me, B. I don't mind the hours. It's the 6 a.m. shit.
Yeah.
Fucked up. I wanted to go too, but I'm filming that day. I can't go.
Oh. Yeah, it's the drive up. Like last time I went, we went up and we stayed the night at a hotel, and then we just left from there in the morning because I was like, yo, I'm not waking up at 3:30 or 3 o'clock to be there for 5. It's not happening. Because it's up in New Hampshire, the boats he goes to. Like there's some in the Cape, but he was like the one he goes to in New Hampshire is better. So I can't wait, man. I've been dying for some fried fish. I haven't had it yet since I stopped this damn fruit and veggie thing.
How's that going for you?
It ended on the 14th or something like that. So I've been off it for like a week. I'm about to go right back on it though, because I don't like the way I feel after I eat like pork or beef or even chicken.
Jesus.
So I'm about to be right back on it.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying my last week before I go right back on it.
Yo, chef, just so you know, your mic, because you have that background on your screen, I'm sure you see it on your end. It looks like it vanishes sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
So the way to avoid that probably is to put the mic, if you can, put the mic up over where your screen shows it. If you're gonna use that background thing, that's all. You know what I mean? It's got to be up over you. Can you get over you? I'm not sure.
Over me? You said over me?
Yeah, like see right now. Mine is over me, right? So you can't see it on the screen. Yeah.
How about down?
And that's the issue with using those screens is that you have that issue.
Yeah, it's not better. Like a real green
screen. I was just trying to avoid the door being right there. That's
no, I was just.
Well, your green screen's gone.
Huh?
Yeah, no, your green screen was fine. You put your green screen back up. The sparring monster you have behind you.
Yeah, I was just trying to
because you saw it when you moved the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just fucking around with it. I just wanted to feel like Hightower for a couple minutes. That's all.
How we now?
Pain, you can keep it. It look nice. Yeah, you good, sure.
Oh, no, I'm good.
It look good, Pain.
I'll mess around with it for a minute. Experiment with things.
This is good for sure.
I see what you mean. It's out
where the pre-show comes in handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. I like the way it looks. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and now you all set, chef. So you got it out the way. Now it's clean.
Right.
And that only happens when you have that green screen like that you run into that issue.
Okay. All right. What's good?
All right, so we're gonna kick this off at 7:00, regardless of the law. What are we gonna do?
Yeah, might as well. He should be on any second now, though, right? He said 6:45. So 7:00 should be his little time.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yo, this pollen is kicking my ass, though. Matter of fact, I gotta take my allergy medicine. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, Fabian just got that shit.
Worse.
Yeah, but it's wild because she never had allergies her whole life. They said she developed it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you put that banner back up, chef.
Did I? Here we go.
Am I on delay? Is that what's happening? Am I delayed when y'all hear me?
No. Christian.
Oh. Okay. You said she never had allergies before this year?
Just developed it this year.
Oh, man.
So they sent her home with some Flonase or some shit. Now she's fucking around with this Flonase shit.
My shits have been dormant.
You gotta take pills?
Yeah, Zyrtec. I'm taking Zyrtec right now because my body is like used to Claritin, so it's not doing anything when I take the Claritin. But I usually have allergies from like March to May, and then I'm good. But my shits have been dormant for a few years, and like all of a sudden they're back crazy this year.
Let me turn my audio off of my phone. I completely forgot.
Oh yeah.
I went out to the movies last night, and because if you catch the right Thursday, you'll catch a film that's getting ready to release.
Yes.
So it was the theater, and we was there. And I'm just like, I'm not sure how I feel about going to see Air. I'm not sure if it's something I really want to see like that. Not opening night like that. You know what I mean?
I've been meaning to see it. I'm actually gonna pull up by myself Tuesday morning and check it out. The Air movie.
The Jordan movie.
Yeah, it just came out this week.
Oh yeah,
it just came out. Yeah, it just came out this week. You're not tardy.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, I don't know how much interest I have in it. Like, from what I understand, Mike's not even portrayed in the film. Like, they have he's not portrayed at all. He didn't give it his blessing. He didn't greenlight none of this.
I think they focus more on his mom. Like, I see a lady.
His parents are in it for sure. So I think that's the angle that they portrayed on. Is like you said, just focusing on him.
Yeah, but you want the green light of the person you want the green light.
Well, the story isn't. I don't think it's his story they're telling. They're telling the story of how they wooed him. So it's really Nike's story on how they wooed him or his parents for him to come there. It's not really his side of it.
Right.
But there would be no movie without him. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely not.
He is the reason why everybody's going to see this. And so you have to just have a conversation with him, get it worked out with him so that he's giving it his blessing at the very least. But then he said some dumb shit like he's doing his own thing, and I said, well, never mind. Like that's a whole different thing, right? Like if you got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon talking to you about a film, you rather do your own thing. You haven't thought it through. You know what I mean?
So you always come in noisy as hell.
Yeah, you do. What up, little? Every time.
I've heard this. I've actually heard most of the story of how the movie goes. Anyways, I've been a big Jordan fan since I was younger, so I've heard that story. You know how he almost signed with Adidas and this, that, and the third. So, but I want to see some other details that I might not know.
Yeah. So it was Adidas, huh? It was Converse because Converse was the shit at the time.
Nah, I think they said he was like this close to signing with Adidas, and his mother made him have another meeting with Nike.
Yeah, he was going to go with Adidas. They were the new up and coming. Well, they were the hottest brand in the time at the time. So he was going there.
No, yeah. Converse was the hottest at the time. Converse absolutely was the hottest at the time.
No, Adidas was the new hot thing.
When Mike came.
No, Converse was always like, Converse was, but Adidas was the new thing. Run DMC was coming in and all that stuff. So it was the new fad.
Yeah. Like Converse was the brand in the league. But Adidas was starting to, gain some steam. And Nike was damn near bankrupt at that time. That man saved their asses. They owe everything to Mike, honestly.
I might go check it out this weekend. It's supposed to rain. I might go check it out on Saturday.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain.
We saw Dungeons and Dragons instead. Is it really?
I heard that was all right, though.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Dungeons and Dragons?
Really?
It was all right. Yeah. It was well done.
So what are we starting off on tonight?
I think what it's going to do
What
is
the
have
fuck
an
are you
hour on
paying?
accountability.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, you late to the show. I'm just trying to experience life as Hightower tonight. Trying to get used to these private jets and the orchids and the champagne and all that stuff in the background. My guy Julio back there.
So what are we talking about today? Actually, no, never mind. We'll figure it out later.
No, we're talking about
We'll get into it later.
Right?
Hey, it's something. Hey, I can tell you this. It's something that you was telling dudes in that group chat. Even though I was playing devil's advocate, you were absolutely right.
I know, because and the crazy thing about it is I took note from Jermaine. Jermaine actually sat me down. Well, actually, we had a conversation over the phone. He didn't sit me nowhere, but he told me, you know what? He said, when you want things done for yourself, you're going to have to sit there and take the time to kind of sit there and initiate and get it done yourself if someone else is busy. And that was my whole thing. That I didn't want to sit there and just throw it out there that I got that from him, but I definitely did get it from him.
Yeah, I was playing devil's advocate for John because I'm like, if I lived an hour away, I'm not coming anyways. But I get my info, whether I get it from you, whether I get it from Jermaine.
Yeah.
Marv actually called me and told me before anybody else what the word was. So Marv heard before I did.
And we're live as you all know right now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Marv told me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, I don't give a damn if I get the info on purple crayon on construction paper. As long as I get it before the next game, I don't care. But that's, again, that relates to today's topic also. So.
Okay. Well, are we expecting Hayden today?
No.
That's why I'm on the plane now. We're going to go pick him up. It's a 16-hour flight.
I can't get this. This fucking light is absolutely driving me bananas.
Jesus. What are you doing, Chuck?
Lulu, what up?
I'm chilling, man. I was just telling how you put me on game yesterday. And so I that's what my complaint, well, actually my rebuttal was today in the OTL group chat, and whatnot. Like if you want things done, sometimes you're going to have to sit there and do it. Take the initiative to do it yourself.
Be accountable. Aha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Man. Like, listen, man.
Let's knock it out. Add her to the show. Let's knock it out.
Yeah.
You ready?
Well, I mean, we're gonna wait for you to get yourself set up and your lighting correct. You know you like to look good for these things.
My light ain't bad now.
No, you good. You all right. But I know you want perfection.
No, that looks good.
I do.
That's clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Crystal.
All right.
It definitely is clear. But knowing Chuck, he's gonna see something wrong with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dr. Dre over there.
A little bit, but just because of curtain. But whatever. Okay, let's knock it out, man. Let's get busy. So, obviously we've been recording. So, and we have good conversations whether we're recording or not, right? So I think we can capture little snippets of little things and have them as well. You know what I mean? So it don't always have to be a whole 30 minutes that we use for content. We were just talking about fishing a moment ago. That could be a whole little 10 seconds worth of thing that we put on. And what are your thoughts about fishing? And just something real quick that I think we can use as content. So that's why I hit the record button on that. So let's rock and roll. Let's get into the show. We'll start off just by doing the pre-show. And Payne, you got the button on the intro?
Yep. I'm ready to go whenever y'all are.
Ready to go. Like they told E40 the other night. Tell them when to go. Tell them when to go.
They might have lit a fire under Golden State's ass doing that. Because I thought the Kings were gonna get them out.
Y'all niggas don't stop calling.
What do you mean? You thought they were gonna sweep them?
Yeah, they didn't look into like Golden State to me.
You didn't think they were gonna sweep them. There's no way you thought they were gonna sweep them.
I did.
No way.
I did.
No, it wasn't good. They wasn't getting swept.
Swept, bro.
They didn't.
I mean, I like their trajectory. No, you're not sweeping.
They didn't look into it. It looked like Golden State has had trouble on the road all season.
Yeah,
and then
they did, but there was points in both those games, especially game one. Golden State still could have won. That first game went into overtime. With Andrew Wiggins had a chance to win it at the end.
So that first one, right? Remember, I was saying how I thought, and I still think it's going to be a fun series. Whether I thought they were going to be a sweep or not, I thought all the games were going to be crazy, down to the wire, every one. But
they were.
A lot of Golden State's mystique is that whole people are intimidated because of their championship medal, right? But De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, like I said, they wasn't blinking. And I don't know if that's just chalked up to inexperience and them being young and not giving a fuck, or if they just really like that.
You know what's in that conversation is that they was wiping down Golden State during the regular season too. You know what I mean? I think that takes a lot. That adds a lot to the play. Yeah,
that's because Mike Brown knows their system.
We ain't scared of y'all in the least.
Regular season.
Don't do that, Chef.
I'm just saying.
Don't do that, Chef.
The volume goes up more in playoff games. We know that. Memphis beat the Lakers the other night without Ja Morant. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee beat the shit out of the Heat without Giannis. Like killed them without Giannis. I just think the playoffs the volume just goes up another level. I'm sorry, brother. Okay.
So what do you see tonight with the Celtics and the Atlanta? Because tonight is do or die for Atlanta. They know they don't win tonight, it's over. It's a wrap.
Well,
so they're gonna give their best shot tonight.
Well, hopefully the fans in Atlanta treat them better than the time that when we were down there.
That's what I'm about to say. You see the fans was last
that night when we were down there, they did not treat them good at all. So
they booed Trae Young every time he went to the foul line.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yo, but Atlanta's not. Everybody that lives in Atlanta ain't from Atlanta like that no more. So it's a lot of Boston fans that are in the building.
Yeah, true.
You booing Trae Young and State Farm?
And then as soon as anytime Jason Tatum went to the line, they were shouting MVP. I said, damn.
That was crazy.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
You know what's hard about when we was in that building, right? We watched that game, and I was telling I'm like, Atlanta better pray to God they don't run into Boston in the first round because they're going to get swept. And you're about to see them get swept right now because what they did to them that night in Atlanta, they're doing right now. Atlanta has no rim protection at all. Tatum's having a field day. He's blowing Robert's guard in his layups. You know what I mean? And they're about to sweep Atlanta. And I hate
it's just a really bad matchup for the Hawks. It's just a really bad matchup for them. That's all. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because maybe a year or two ago they were like the perfect matchup for Boston, where you didn't know who was going to win. Like who did they lose?
Atlanta.
Because they still got Capella over there, don't they?
Mm-hmm. No, he's not the same Clint Capella.
No.
I mean, he still averages double-double. So
yeah, but he's not like Chuck was saying. They have no rim protection. To say that with Clint Capella on your roster is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's either he lost a step or their defensive rotations are crazy and they don't know what to do with
it. That too, but Trae Young and DeJounte Murray
I don't think
good on paper. It looks good on paper, but it doesn't.
It's like
truthfully, it doesn't look good. The names look nice on paper, but truthfully, they need to build around Murray because, like, when he gets going, like when he was going, I was kind of scared. Last game, like Trey's out of here. I think they got to get rid of him, and they just got to build around Murray. I think he gives them the best chance of winning. I mean, Trey's taking 40-foot 3-point shots, and he's not really. I mean, and it's crazy because he still gets like double assists. I mean, he gets a double. He gets at least 10 assists, but it just doesn't seem that way.
They're gonna trade him. But hey, fellas, we have a sports podcast that's going to be coming up real soon where all of this information can be available for you.
I know, right? We definitely did.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be Stephen A. meets freaking you know what I'm saying? It's a big thing. Grove Hall is coming back, new and improved. You know what I mean? So we're gonna let you guys know, be in tune for it. That was kind of like a little sneak preview of kind of what the possibilities of what it's gonna be like. So be in tune and make sure you check out Grove Hall coming soon. Shameless plug.
You know, now I know a few of us, you know, follow Snowfall. What did you think about the season ending? Actually, the series ending. For the ones that, you know,
the whole series is over.
The whole series is over.
Now I gotta watch it because I haven't watched it. I didn't want to watch it and be so far behind everybody else. So now I can watch it from beginning to end.
Yo,
That's where I was at.
Yo, I mean, Damson Idris.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, I just want to say he should get
Oscar.
like sort of. I'm not sure what it is in TV, it is, but those scenes, those last few scenes of him acting with the character Leon, I mean, like
young Denzel,
A1 acting, yo, just A1 across the screen. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to spoil it, but it's just
he's the new Denzel to me. He's the truth.
Chuck would love this because Chuck is a big thing of Chuck is the total opposite of what someone like Franklin Saint is, right? Who's constantly chasing the money, chasing like to just no limits or no means. You know what I mean? Chuck is the exact opposite. But that just shows you what happens when there's not enough accountability and you are chasing something that is just going to drive you to.
But truthfully, he's chasing his dream. It's not even about he's chasing his dream.
It was the money.
So I can't say he differs from Chuck.
The money was attached to it. No, but I'm saying
the money definitely was attached to it.
I'm just right in terms of money. Just seemed to be the biggest motivator for him, right? Whereas Chuck is anti. Chuck is not like that. Chuck is the exact opposite. Chuck is not chasing money like that. Chuck is chasing happiness.
Yeah,
he's chasing his dream right now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think we're all trying to.
But I'm just saying he's not chasing money like that.
But see,
the end through everything.
That's the right way to do it, though. You chase the dream, and if the money comes in your pursuit of happiness, then so be it. But if you're chasing money to be happy, you're gonna fall.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. No question. 100%. No questions.
People in the house.
Spot on, Payne. It's crazy. It was just crazy to see. And and I don't even want to keep going because I'm gonna spoil it. I'll talk about it.
But it is definitely a series worth watching. I put that up there with The Wire. I put that up there with Sons of Anarchy as maybe one of the best series I've probably ever seen ever.
Oh yeah. Snowfall is snow for me definitely. Snowfall.
What's the other one with the chemist? What's the other one with the teacher that was a chemist?
Breaking Bad. That's my shit.
Breaking Bad. Yes.
Yo, Walter White's the guy.
Yo, Breaking Bad is. Listen, it's up there. You gotta watch it.
The crazy thing is that the father that plays on the TV show on Showtime, Your Honor, is the guy that plays Walter White.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
And then what's his name? The dude that plays Bugging Out and Dean Big Brother Almighty in School Days.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So speaking of playing something, Payne, don't you got something to play for us?
Yeah.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic, yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, that new imagery is dope.
Yes, it definitely is.
I love that intro, though. I love that intro.
Like I was just telling Maine, we can't change the song. We can't change the song. Now we might not be able to change the footage that goes with it either.
Oh yeah. Oh, yo. Speaking of songs, real quick. I know I'm not supposed to even say this, but it's pretty dope. Did Reek Havoc is gonna do the intro for Grove Hall. I thought that was pretty dope. When I
oh yeah, my guy Reek.
Something like that. So we get the hand clap for that. We get the hand clap. Brother, Rockstar, to my guy Roxbury Reek.
Yeah, man.
Amazing stand up.
Roxbury Reek.
Roxbury Reek, man, stand up. Roxbury Reek told me, he said, yo, man, I got y'all. For the Grove Hall intro, he said, I got you. I said, yo, D White, man. I said, yo, you're gonna have to step it up. I said, D White got the killer. He said, yo, man, don't worry, I got y'all. I said, all right. Say less, brother.
Yeah. Speaking of songs, real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, you know, today marks the 7-year anniversary of us losing the legend Prince, right? So wanted to go through real quick and see what y'all favorite Prince song was.
Oh man.
I want to be a lover. I want to be a lover. That's like off top. I want to be a lover. Yeah. Love that.
Damn.
Love that thing. Love it.
What about you, Little?
Get back to me. Because there's, you know, I'm Prince. Prince has a lot of hits.
Yeah, the catalog.
He definitely does.
Because you could honestly go with people he wrote for, produced for, too. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, so admittedly, I'm not the biggest Prince fan, right? But you have to respect what he's put into the system, right? Into the ecosystem. It's crazy. So I think the two things that stand out for me, Dove's Cry, of course, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Raspberry Beret. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
Raspberry, yep.
That stands out.
What about you? Yo, hold up. Time out real quick. I'm thinking this dude's hat says Titleist the whole time. The shit says titties.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was out golfing earlier today.
Yeah. I definitely thought it said Titleist too, yo. I was like, oh, let's go.
Come back, babe.
Okay.
I'm.
Yo, wait,
you know, I love.
We're gonna talk about.
Well, shit. I mean, titties does tie into Prince because he had Apollonia out there topless, jumping in the water Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah. Prince's catalog of music is just as impressive as his catalog of women.
Yelling out, the milk's gone bad. The milk's gone bad.
Damn, Prince.
Yeah. We got to talk about that one day. Celebrities with the craziest resumes. Prince is definitely up there in that category. You know what I mean? We got to get the whole crew back and do a round table about that.
I mean, what? You got 1999. I mean, jeez. There's just so much.
Are you Googling Prince, Little?
I'm trying to figure out what's my best. What's my favorite? And it's not.
Your friend, bro.
It's not. Damn. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what is the best. You know, because he has a huge catalog, man. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Can't go wrong. Pick one.
Oh, you know what?
That drink kicked in, bro.
It probably is cream. It probably is cream.
Not a bad choice. Mine is obscure, kind of. It's not one of his hits. It's on the Purple's Rain soundtrack, but it's not one of the big hits. It's not Let's Go Crazy or Purple Rain or Doves Cry, or even Darling Nikki. It's Computer Blue.
Mm.
And it's because he plays, I think the riff, like the bridge of the song, he plays like part of a song his pops wrote in the movie. He walks down in the basement and his pops is down there after a fight with his mom's playing it on the piano. And just from ear, in memory, he goes on stage and plays it that night at the club in the bridge of his song, which was crazy.
Wow. Honorable mention for me is Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls. Solid. And now this has been like the conversation and the comparison. The conversation. Who's better, Michael Prince?
Oh, we'll need a whole nother show for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. It depends on what you want. You know what I mean? So,
I think I was watching that on Drink Champs, and who was? And I think it came down to Prince just did it all.
Yeah,
he played instruments, he wrote, and he sung.
He was more of a musician.
Mike's the entertainer, but Prince is just that nigga.
Yeah.
Prince actually also
in the comments and let us know.
Prince also swagger jack Rick James too. If you see the Rick James documentary, it's a big thing about that. About Prince used to open up for Rick James back in the day. So the whole thing. But salute to Prince. Prince is a legend.
Absolutely.
So that's where he got the assed out pants from.
Could be. He stole a lot of his swagger. He stole a lot of Rick swagger. This man.
Blouses.
Yo, hold on real quick, before we move forward. How are we going to go into the show and not address that Payne sitting in a private jet? We're just going to overlook that part, right?
Yo, I told y'all, I'm just trying to experience life like Hightower. I was just, I wanted to see what it felt like to be in a private jet. You see the orchids in the background with the ace of spade in the glass. My guy Julio and Enrique in the cockpit. Pause.
Yep, he said pause.
Sparring Minds, episode 130. Go check that out.
The alphabet crew are not liking us, boy.
Jesus.
Accountability.
Yes. Let's get into it, Payne. Talk to us. Where we going?
It's a big thing,
this week we wanted to discuss accountability. So, and once again, shout out to my man Wreak Havoc. So earlier this week, I had an accountability moment where Wreak had posted on his Facebook top 3 running backs you've ever seen in your life in Pop Warner. So I seen my little cousin. Shout out to my little cousin Marcus. Honestly, when I went to like maybe 6, 7 of his games in my life. You know what I mean? But when I went, it was like watching a man amongst boys playing. Like he was faster than everyone. He was probably the strongest kid on the field. He was quick. Like it was crazy. So I said him, but he fell victim to the street life. You know what I mean? Like he loved the streets. You know what I mean? So he chimed back in and was like, basically, he was like, yo, I don't remember you coming to like a lot of my games or even taking me aside and, basically teaching me, which way to go.
Stay on the right path.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I had to have an accountability moment with myself. Like, yo, you know what? He's right, because during that time, I was like 20, 19. So I was still into a bunch of sports myself, and then I started DJing and had a kid. And I'm like, yo, you know what? You're right. So I was like, and for that, I do apologize, because I could have came around more often and made time and been like, yo, this ain't what you're doing.
You know what? I have those same issues. I definitely. I'm sorry, Chuck, but I have those same issues of certain people I see out in the streets, certain family members also that I'm just like, you know what? When I look at where I'm at today, and not that I'm big time or anything like that, but I'm just on the right path. I think I feel like if I kind of, pull this guy to the side and talk to certain people a little bit more, that maybe they could have seen what I was trying to do, and they probably could have followed suit, and they would have been a little bit better off. And a name that you all know, one of my good friends stayed at my house. I felt like this kid would have been NBA right now. Well, retiring from the NBA. I compared him to Tim Thomas since he was a kid, and I just felt like anytime I see him, I feel like I didn't do him a service, a good service. Derek Booth. I feel like, if I could have got him out, I mean, we were just young kids, but I felt like if I could have just kept him on the right path, he would have been a lot better off. And like, there's a lot of sadness when I, do see him anytime. But, that's still my guy. That's my guy, always. But I know what you're talking about.
One of the things that jumps out to me about this is the fact that, as you both have mentioned, these stories happened a long time ago in life, right?
Yeah.
How do we not adding ignorance as part of that equation, right? Like when you're so young, you don't know that you can take a step to help somebody. None of us are in that. Those are things that come with maturity. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's a step that comes as you're a grown man and you look back at life. You're talking about this in hindsight, you dig? But in those moments, you didn't have that kind of mindset. You didn't have that understanding. So I don't blame y'all. I would blame
I didn't have that understanding. You're right.
Adult, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. I would blame you as an adult now to overlook it. You know what I mean? But as a kid, right. I can't blame you for that. Ignorance is part of the equation.
Yeah, definitely can't hold that weight on yourself. I mean, you kind of want to because you feel like, you could have made time. I could have did this. You start dialing back. But like Chuck said, you're in your older state now thinking about that right now. You know what I'm saying? When we were in 20s, we weren't thinking about, that kind of stuff. Now, we might have had older people around us that put jewels and drop gems and try to keep us accountable. And maybe it trickled off every now and then, depending on how mature you were, to whoever was around you. But yeah, at that age, it's definitely super tough. You know what I'm saying? But it helps too when you're growing up to have people that hold you accountable at a young age. So that's something that's just instilled in your mind as you get older. So you start to be that way when you get older to the younger people, kind of passing it on. If you grew up with big homies or things like that.
Yeah. I had a cousin of mine pull me to the side recently. He was like, "Yo, Chuck, we're real close now. And so now I feel comfortable telling you, like, there was a while I felt y'all had me fucked up." I said, "What you talking about?" And he was like, you grew up with a certain group of cousins, right? And y'all was a little bit older, right?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all was soaking up all this game from all the uncles, and y'all was out and y'all was having a good time, and y'all was always this little pack, right? And I was a younger cousin just waiting for him to get in the game. You know what I mean? And y'all niggas got all these lessons, all these gems, all these life that y'all developed from an older group, and kept them to yourself. Y'all didn't reach back for us as younger cats and say, "Yo, let me bring y'all along." You know what I mean? And he was very legitimate in this concern. You know what I mean? And I said to him, I said,
Jones, my fault. You have a few pause moments, my brother.
Oh,
you know me with your service. That's all.
Is it still that way now? Is it still that way now?
You good? I'm just want to let you know. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm not gonna repeat all that. Did I pause after that? Okay.
No, it came through pretty.
But no, I think that's okay. I think that was game. I think it was. I respect that. But I also said, damn, I was young myself, bro. And I promise you it was nothing intentional. I promise you it was nothing that I did just to turn my back on the situation. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
It was just that I was so caught up in being in that moment, without the maturity, without the understanding of what I was supposed to be doing. And now, 20 years later, we have that conversation. I can't do nothing but embrace it. I absorb that. That's my bus.
Mm-hmm.
But as I think about it more, I'm like, I wonder would I have changed something in that moment? Probably not, because I didn't know to change anything in that moment. You know what I mean?
And it's hard to be in that moment, like you said, like you chalk it up to ignorance, because sometimes the stuff that they want you to save them from or pull them from you're experiencing it real time at the time, so you don't know. Yeah. So it's rough. Like I grew up around a bunch of dudes that got caught up in street life, so like I was trying to avoid it, but I don't know how to communicate that to you to tell you how to do it. Like I'm thinking maybe my example or how I'm moving, you're paying attention to that.
Yeah. And that's how I was. I would figure that maybe because you seen me staying out of certain things that you would follow, but it just didn't happen that way. But I still have that guilty feeling all the time because I feel like, you know, I was the older guy out of that crew of guys that I had over in Fields Corner. And for the most part, they listened to what I said. You know, I just feel like, you know, I kind of just, you know, after a while, I just fell back. And I just was like, you know what, let them, when I should have been more in their ear. And that's what I think I feel guilty about the most. That I should have just stayed in their ear instead of just falling back and just worrying about myself. I think I feel like I was a little bit selfish in that aspect.
Why selfish?
But that comes with
because I think I was just looking out for myself. I want to believe, even though I was young, I was still wise enough to know, okay, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, but you can't project those feelings on someone else or make someone else feel what you do.
Yeah.
So that part's tough right there. That's a dicey thing right there.
I mean, it is, but I definitely feel selfish that I could have spoke up a little bit more and I just didn't.
Yeah,
I was like, listen.
So playing devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
As much as Chuck hates this, it's like, yeah, you can still do whatever it is, but it's like, you know, at least people living with you, like, because when you go away, when you go about your separate ways, they could still be going back to an environment that it still could be hostile, could be things that are bringing other things out of them that you can't stop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like that's a tough thing. I mean,
hold on, Chef. Let me jump in real quick.
That's a tough thing.
Let me jump in real quick, Chef, because what we're talking about tonight is accountability, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing is men who are willing to take on the fault of someone else, right? And that's admirable. But where is the accountability in the individual for what they've done? Where is that accountability? We're not addressing it, right? Where is what was their accountability?
Say that again, Chuck. You got choppy for a second.
You got a little choppy.
There's little spoke about a very nice piece there about there was some cats where he felt selfish for leaving behind, and we respect that. But where's their accountability for not pushing forward? You understand what I'm saying? Right. Where is the accountability come from the individual who's going through the rough patch? You have an accountability to yourself, that you owe yourself an opportunity to move forward.
Now,
that's the definition of accountability.
Now, are we failing them in not making them hold themselves accountable now? Even though we're holding ourselves. So I held myself accountable for, not being there at that time. but he basically didn't admit to what he did, anything being wrong. Am I at fault for not being like, yo, you need to own your shit as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
So would I be a villain for not saying that to him? Or
No, you should have said it to him. You should have said it. You should have said it to him in the moment. Like if we having a real conversation, right?
Mhm.
And we're sitting there and you're saying this, that, and the third to me. Well, and in that moment, if you're being accountable to say, you know what, man, I could have did X, Y, and Z, right? Cool. On the other person's end, they should be able to say something or admit to saying, well, I could have did this, that, and the third better too. You know what I mean? Like that's them being accountable. Because I don't think accountability is just on the one person. Like it's not just on you to feel that way. Like Jones said, it's on the other person to think like, what are some things that they could do different? You know what I'm saying? What are some things that you know that you're like that the other person's not a control of? You know what I'm saying? That's on that person. That's not on you to project something like that on someone else. That's not. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we take in too much like of people's feelings and stuff like that sometimes when you gotta I don't know, it's a dicey thing because we are all responsible for our own self and things that we're doing and stuff like that.
We're doing a lot of talk.
If you're a real one, let me go. Let me jump. If you're a real one, right? You all of us have a hero mentality for our loved ones. We're all gonna say, you know what? I wish I could have done more to help. Well, if you're a real one, you're gonna say that, right?
Sure.
There has to be a point where Lois Lane gotta stop, but not a fucking windows. There gotta be a point of that. Yeah, I'm gonna come grab you every time, but maybe just stop putting me in a space where I have to come and be a hero. Maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's another part of the conversation. That's
now
accountability.
So now that's a perfect segue to what my next question was. Is we're doing a lot of talking about accountability as men. Let's take it to the relationship side and talk about people taking accountability for their actions in relationships, women as well as men, because usually we're the ones that have to take accountability for our actions. And I feel like, and I'm probably going to get pan-seared for saying this, women feel like cooking for or sex is an apology, and it's not. You need to own your shit. So, like you said, Lois got to stop jumping out of windows. Lois will jump out of the window 50 times, and Superman will save her 50 times, but will she admit that she's just being dumb and standing near windows?
So isn't there, again, you guys know I have maybe archaic, if worst case, they're dated views on relationships, right? But there is a part of the relationship where you are supposed to be the hero in the woman's story. That's what you're there for, right? Yeah. And so part of that is maybe not pointing the finger when accountability comes up. Yeah, I know we would like it. I get it, right?
Yeah.
But you don't do anybody any favors by pointing the finger at a lack of accountability. What favor have you done your relationship, right? What favor have you done? Yo, I just told you a minute ago not to do this. You did it again, and now we're in a bad situation. What you want her to say is, "Oh my God, well, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry." That's what you want her to say, right? But what does that do for the relationship, right? It just puts you in a position to be right. Isn't that what we're looking for? We're looking to be validated in what we're saying. Okay, so then tell me why you're searching for this.
Because you're an adult. You need to own your shit. Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, I don't need to be right, but you need to know when you're fucking up.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Now, if you go out in the world and do some fucked up shit, and I hold you accountable for it, now you're like, oh, you're not taking my side, but you were dead wrong. Like, I'm not doing you any favors by letting you do shit and not be accountable for it. Like, so you just need to be accountable. Like, giving me some ass or some throat ain't fucking. That's not admitting that you have a problem or you're doing wrong. Like, you need to know, like, all right, that's wrong. I was wrong.
Let's. I think the best way to look at this is to use a real example, right? So let's just think about a real situation where a woman most likely not going to be accountable, right? Off the top of my head, and this doesn't happen in my life, thank God, but let's just say your woman never puts gas in the car. It's just something as that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you, on multiple occasions, you said, "Yo, like, we barely made it to the gas station. In the future, either put some in or let me know so that I can address it," right? But make sure we address this before it becomes a situation, right? Now it happens one more time on the weekend, right?
This time we get stuck.
Again, I guess I struggle with, now you're stuck on the highway at night. You know what I mean? Now you calling AAA to bring you gas. Now it's the whole thing. Now y'all sitting in the car. Y'all don't want to talk to each other, right? Because you salty. She's salty because you salty, right? Where is the victory? Where's the victory of saying, "See, bitch, I told you to be accountable and put the gas in the car." Now we sitting out here on 95 looking like dummies, right? And
no
then
victory at all. You're right.
What benefits coming from that? Of her saying, "Yeah, you've been telling me I'm right. You're right." Okay, now what? We're still sitting on 95.
It's still stuck. You're right.
And most likely, it's not going to change her behavior.
But doing it that way, like that's whack. You can hold someone accountable without pointing a finger.
So show me. Show me.
Okay, so let's use your example, the running out of gas thing. You run out of gas, and so she keeps doing it, and you don't point it out. Now you're becoming angry by holding that shit in and not like holding her accountable, right? Mm-hmm. And then you blow up. Now it's something totally different as opposed to just nipping it in the butt like,
not over gas.
You're leaving us.
Shame on the dude.
It's minor.
Shame on the dude. If you're gonna blow up the gas, you outrageous.
No, that's minor. But I'm saying, like, if you hold shit in, if you keep holding shit in and not having someone be accountable for this shit, you're gonna blow up, and it's gonna become something way bigger.
I get that part, but
no.
So instead of pointing a finger, what I would do, I would just run out of gas while I'm with her.
That's stupid. I don't mean to call it. I'm not calling you stupid, but I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm not.
No, I'm calling him stupid because I'm not going to do that.
No, it's dumb.
What's the?
I'm not doing that because why I want to get myself stuck anyway. No, I'm not doing that.
Not just to prove a point.
I mean,
that's some shit you're doing. That's some shit you're doing just to prove it.
Truthfully, that's some petty shit that I would probably do, but I'm not doing that.
No, that's some super petty shit, and it is dumb. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't hold somebody accountable, eventually it's gonna wear on you, and you're gonna suffer mentally and physically. It's gonna drive you crazy.
No, it definitely will piss you off. It definitely will.
I ain't gonna let it drive me crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let it drive me crazy, but it's definitely gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna be on one for a good little while. It definitely will. I mean, I definitely will.
I'm gonna roll up something and I'm gonna relax for a little bit before.
And I'm not talking to her. Didn't you call me a baby this morning? Didn't you say I was being petty this morning?
That's nothing new.
Sam, that's every morning. Every day that ends with a Y. Yeah, I don't. I guess what I'm scared of here is I don't want accountability to turn into finger pointing, right? I don't want that.
Yeah.
Right. And I see very few times where,
There's a very thin line there.
You just gave me my mirror time.
I never see accountability turn into changed, but It should, right? But I never see accountability turn into change behavior. I never see that. If you guys have seen that, I'd love to hear some examples.
The fact that you said it should and you've never seen it is a problem. Again, like finger pointing sucks. No one should be finger pointing, but people should be held accountable, and women should not think sex or a plate of food is an apology for their behavior. If they're doing some shit like they're demeaning you, and you've had conversations with her about demeaning you, like
no,
and she doesn't see anything wrong with that, and you're not holding her accountable for that.
So I feel like there's a deeper level to. I feel like there's a deeper level to this. I mean, like, because every female's not like that. There could be some that are like that. Like, but did they see those examples growing up in their household? Did they see that with their parents? Like,
see that
I'm just asking, like, you know.
No, I'm saying that's just it. It's a tale as old as time. That's not that women not holding themselves accountable or not feeling like they need to be accountable is not a new thing. That's what I'm saying. So, like you saying that ties into it perfectly. They may not have seen that example, and their example may not have seen that example. So it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't with everyone, so I can't say that I haven't with. I can't even say I've experienced that with every person I've dated in my life.
Yeah.
For me to say that every woman is like that, because I have had women that have no problem saying,
I'm
sorry, my bag, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not going to generalize and say every. No, but there's a lot that think like, you know, sex is an apology. I don't need to change my behavior.
So just curious, Payne, what do you think the percentages are? If just hypothetical, throw a hypothetical percent, because you said it's a lot. I'm not saying maintenance, but it's a lot. So
it's more than 50-50.
What does that mean?
It's more than 50-50.
So 60-40?
That's a big number.
I think if this was flipped around, women will say that there's a lot of guys that don't hold themselves accountable for a lot of shit.
There are, but it's not.
And it'll be over 50%.
But we don't think sex is an apology either. We got to go out and get the flowers and the cards and the falling bag.
Yeah, our apology is a little bit different. We buying the chick.
There's nothing wrong with that. Be accountable for your shit, man or woman. Period.
Those two things are never going to be the same, no. Those two things are never going to be the same. The way a man does something and the way a woman does something, those are never going to be the same. They're never going to be the same.
But see, we have to be accountable.
You know what? I'm going to give me a stud.
Yo, what?
I'm going to give me a stud. You got to turn into a stud.
Fuck you, bye, peace.
Yo, what just happened here?
Yo,
never lost.
What are you doing?
Jesus Christ. We about to witness a domestic dispute live on the show.
Oh my God. This show never ceases to amaze me.
I just got cursed out real quick.
Yeah,
you deserve all that. You deserve all that. All that. I guess what I don't want fellas to get lost in this moment where we're searching for opportunities to be right with our girl.
Yeah.
In that space. Right?
Yes.
That never
works. Wrong. It's never about that.
Yeah.
I actually
and these conversations always boil down to that.
Yeah. You're right. Yep.
If you only want to be right in a relationship, then you're absolutely wrong. But you do need to hold your partner accountable, man or female.
But at the end of the day, isn't the conversation just an illustration of you're right, you're wrong, here's why? The accountability conversations, at its core, when you break it down to the bare elements, that's what it is.
But there's a way to have that
you're
conversation.
Wrong and why you're doing this.
But there's a way to have that conversation and not be finger pointing. It's a way to better your partner. If your partner is going around slapping the shit out of people's kids in department stores, you can't let them keep doing that shit and think it's right. You're like, man, you cannot be slapping people's kids.
Yeah, so you slap the wrong person's kid, and that's blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. That's a way to have the conversation and not be finger
the kid
pointing. It's just correcting your partner's action.
Crying.
You about to justify this, Jones?
You froze. What'd you say?
Yeah, I mean, no, a crying kids is a whole different beast to me. I'm not really big on crying kids, so they be in restaurants, movie theaters. Get their ass out of here, man.
I mean, you heard about the dude that was just bitching about the little crying baby on the plane and got everybody kicked off the plane.
No, I'm not even up front. I used to get aggravated when I heard a baby crying when I got on a plane too. But I go to sleep now, so I don't get it.
Oh man,
because they always sit right in front of me. It's always.
How do they sit in front of you unless they in first class also?
Right.
I
didn't think nobody sat ahead of the pilot. I definitely did.
Well, listen.
Sparring Minds, it's time for the mirror time.
Listen, Jones, listen. Hustle Airlines is coming, baby. You can just, what do you say? We coming. Hustle Airlines. We coming, baby. Okay? We coming. All right. Chuck told me last week, man.
They have me out there like Soul Plane.
Get your suit ready, baby. Get your suit ready. All right? Get your suit ready. All right?
Get your suit ready.
Yep. We going places, baby. Get your suit ready. All right? Hustle Airlines. I love it.
Little take us out here, bro.
Yo.
Oh, today's mirror time. Sometimes you got to blame yourself because you just knew better.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Spot on.
Oh, man. That's it. Home run like Rafael Devers, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to being 2-0 in baseball.
Yo, I told y'all I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like 0-3 in baseball. I suck.
We'll bring that up on Grove Hall. We'll definitely bring
it.
Yeah, nah, come back, Chuck. What happened? I think he lost reception.
He lost reception because he lost last week. Didn't Jermaine come back and just smack him?
Yeah, that happened right. That happened right after like I left the filming too, yo. I think it happened there while I was there.
It did.
I'm like, oh Chuck. He's just on 10. First of all, Chuck on the set is Chuck the director is a whole other person. You know what I'm saying? That Chuck is a different. Quiet.
I heard he made you a rapper on the set.
Dog, yo, I'm telling you.
So you got a bar for us?
Freestyle game. I don't have any bars yet. Me and Ern's the rap group, so me and Ern gotta practice our DOS effects. That movement. But he definitely made me a rapper like on the fly. Yo, man, let's see, you're a rapper, bro. Sit there, hold your bottle up, do your 1-2. Yo.
I am not jumping my car over no cars or no crazy shit, Chuck. Don't get no ideas.
Man, listen.
Got some things planned for the Charger, brothers. Got some things planned for the Charger, man.
Fast and Furious shit, man.
I hope you got some shocks on that, man. Bad boy. I hope you got some good shocks, boy.
Man, Sparring Minds is went in overtime.
Sparring Minds, episode 131. We're gonna get out of here. We appreciate you tuning in.
131
YouTube page. Yeah, like, subscribe, follow the YouTube page. Make sure you go and subscribe to us on SoundCloud and Amazon Music, wherever you get your audio podcast. We're over there having a good time.
Yes, make sure you put your mama, your daddy, and your uncle on.
Some spectacular events. We got a lot of things planned for y'all in the future, so y'all stay tuned and rock with us.
Ooh, it's gonna be a hot summer.
Yes, sir. Sparring Minds.